the glory of God in melodious, dynamic concert. Host, the Most Reverend Henry C. Ndokoba, the Primate, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. Announcer, the Venerable Dr. Paul Dajo, the General Secretary, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion.
Hello and welcome to News Update on Acnn TV. The Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion has concluded her 2021 Divine Commonwealth Conference, DIFCON, with the theme, Quit You Like Men, called from 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13. Held at the National Christian Center, Abuja, the conference, which started on Monday the 9th, ended Thursday the 11th November 2021. Over 8,000 delegates registered for this year's edition against about 7,000 last year. As the Diocese of Abangwa North retained their first position as the diocese with the highest number of delegates. The Church of Nigeria mobile app was also launched during the conference. The Primate, Most Reverend Henry Ndokoba, released pastoral blessings on all the delegates as he released them for greater exploits. The Primate also announced the date for the next edition of DIFCON, which will hold from Monday the 7th to Thursday the 11th of November 2022. The Minister of Labour, Employment and Productivity, Chris Ngige, has criticized a bill seeking to reorganize the national social investment programs of the federal government, which were introduced by the President Muhammadu Buhari, saying the harmonized bill is also proposing that the state and local governments share the burden of the SIPs with the federal government. The bill was jointly sponsored by Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, Deputy Speaker Ahmed Wase, Monso Soro, and 9 other members, as the proposed legislation is titled A Bill for an Act to Provide a Legal Framework for Establishment of the National Social Investment Programs for the Assistance and Empowerment of the Poor and Vulnerable in Nigeria. Troops of Operation Safe Delta conducting land, maritime and air operations to forestall activities of economic saboteurs and other criminal elements in the South-South zone have demobilized over 20 illegal refining sites, 62 ovens among others. Also uncovered during the raid were 12 cooking pots, boilers, 8 cooling systems, 19 reservoirs, 18 large dugout pits and 88 storage tanks. As Director, Defense Media Operations, Brigadier General Bernard Onyuko made the disclosure while addressing newsmen at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja, saying all operations, kinetic and non-kinetic, had achieved significant results. Austrians are days away from forced lockdown for anyone not fully vaccinated after record infections were reported across the country, where Upper Austria province will impose restrictions from Monday if it gets the go-ahead from the federal government, as Salzburg also plans new measures. Meanwhile, Chancellor Alexander Schallenberg said a national lockdown for the unvaccinated was probably inevitable, adding that 2/3 of the people should not suffer because others were hesitant. Upper Austria, which borders Germany and the Czech Republic, has a population of 1.5 million and has the country's highest level of infection and the lowest vaccination rate. To sports, Lucas Paqueta's instinctive strike gave Brazil a 1-0 World Cup qualifying win over Colombia on the Thursday to book their place at Qatar 2022. The five-time world champions joined the hosts and Europeans, Germany and Denmark, as early qualifiers for next year's final. They have produced a near-perfect qualifying campaign, winning 11 of 12 matches. Their only blemish was a goalless draw in Colombia last month to qualify with 6 games to spare. And that's all for news updates on Acnn TV. More to follow by 3 p.m. West African time. I am Charles Philip Huakalam. Bye for now.
What shall we render to God Almighty? The fruits of our lips are the music that brings down the presence of God on earth. The Encounter of Praise presents soul-lifting praises, sonorous hymns, classical and contemporary sounds that would uplift the